Hey guys, Carolina Prepper here. What I have here is a drop cloth from the Dollar Tree. It's a 9 by 12 foot drop cloth made out of poly, 0.7 mils thick, and I just thought this would make a great emergency shelter. Now, I mean, it's not going to be a long-term shelter. This is something that you're just going to pack up in a backpack, and this thing is so light, small, compact, and lightweight. I mean, you could put this thing, you could put this anywhere. I mean, it's nothing. Put it in your backpack. See how thin that is? You could put it up and have you a 9 by 12 shelter. Another thing they also have at the Dollar Tree are these marbles. These marbles, if you got a shelter or a tarp, if you have a tarp that doesn't have any grommets in it, you can use these marbles instead of grommets. Let me show you how that works. This is one corner of your drop cloth. You're going to take one of these marbles. What you're going to do is you're going to go underneath and put a marble here. Like that. Like you're making a little ghost or something. Right? See that? Go under like that. You're going to take your paracord or your cordage, whatever you got, loop it over like that, and then loop it again. Got a loop. Got a loop. Loop it down and turn it around. So you got that going on. Take that. Your marbles under here on one corner of your tarp. Put that loop over it and then pull it tight. And you got a tie point. I mean, I know it's not going to hold up in high winds, but we're talking about emergency shelter. The good thing about these marbles is they're round, so they're not going to tear. They're not going to tear your tarp or your drop cloth. Okay guys, we're going to set this tarp up, this Dollar Tree tarp, using this tarp, these marbles, and this didn't come from the Dollar Tree. This is some bank line that I got at Walmart. I think it's like 350 pounds tensile strength, but it's really good stuff. You can buy the cordage from the Dollar Tree if that's what you want to do, and you could have $3 in a emergency survival shelter. Now, like I said, this shelter ain't going to take any high winds or any kind of abuse or any kind of long-term. It's not made for long-term survival, but it's something good to put in your bag. Doesn't take up much room. I mean, you put 6 marbles in here and cut you off. You don't have to take this whole roll. Cut you off some line off of here, or get you some cordage from the Dollar Tree. Let's set this shelter up. I gotta just, what I'm using today is just an old Schrade knife with a gut hook. This is an older knife because it's made in the USA. They don't make them in the USA anymore. What you want to do is find you 2 trees that are about 12 foot apart to tie your line to. We're going to tie them to one of those 2 little trees over there. They should hold up. This shelter isn't very heavy, but let me show you how we do that. Just want to tie it up to one tree. You don't have to do anything really elaborate. Just tie it up. Just tie a square knot in this end. Nothing major. You don't have to be a Boy Scout. Let's go tie it to the other tree. Okay, we're here at our other tree. Now if you want to get fancy, you can make you a little loop right here. Make you a loop, then pull this one through. I don't know if you can see that. Let's do it again. Make you a loop, twist it around, then pull this one through. That way you can take your tag line, go through with your tag line through that loop you just made, and you can pull this tight. Okay, we got our line tied up. It's fairly tight. I mean, you don't have to get it like a tight rope. You're not going to walk on it. You're just putting a Dollar Tree tarp on it. We got it tied up on both ends. Now let's put the tarp on it, and I'll show you that. Let's open this up. Get it spread out and look at it. Like I say, it's not very thick. This is for an emergency. We'll get this spread out and give you a look at it. There's the tarp draped over the line that we put up, our ridge line. Let me show you how to put these marbles in here. Just like I showed you earlier, take one of the corners of your tarp, take this marble, put it inside your tarp, come around like that, take your line, make you a loop, and then just make you a double loop, like that. Then take your double loop, put it around your marble, and tighten it up. That ain't going nowhere. That way it doesn't tighten. The marble keeps it from, if you use a rock or a stick or something, it's going to tear your tarp. You'll get a lot more uses out of it by using these marbles. We'll get all 4 points attached, and I'll show you what that looks like. I didn't bring any tent stakes with me, so we'll make us some. Tent stakes take too much room anyway. Let's see what we got here. It's a pretty good stick, solid. Let's see if we can make us a couple of tent stakes out of this. A few people had posted that they wanted to see how this outdoor edge folding pack saw worked. Cutting. So let's cut our tent stakes with this. Like you saw in the previous video, comes in this pack. You just take it out. Got your blades in here. It's your wood cutting blade. It just folds out like that. Put your blade in this end, and you put your blade in the other end. It's really simple. Tighten this down. Okay, let's see if we can cut some tent stakes with it. Yeah, I mean this is small. I'll try to see if I can find something bigger to cut so you can get a really true idea of how this thing cuts, but I had it with me, so I'm gonna make some tent stakes with it. Okay, we'll take our knife, we'll sharpen us up a point for our tent stakes. Pretty good. And we'll make us a place to tie our rope. Just press in here. So far, might have went a I might have went a little bit too far with that one, but it'll be okay. Make your mark on your wood, then you cut up to that mark. Just making a little notch for your tent stake. I mean, you really don't have to carry tent stakes with you when you can make them this fast. I mean, they're taking up a lot of weight in your pack. You can just make them yourself out in the woods. But I'm gonna make 3 more of these, and I'll show you what it looks like with the tarp, the Dollar Tree shelter set up. Okay guys, here's the shelter set up. The Dollar Tree shelter. I had to get pretty way back. It's a pretty good sized tarp, so I had to get pretty good ways back to get it all in the screen. And I could have just staked the tarp straight down to the ground, but by doing this, by putting your guy wires out like this, you give your tarp more flexibility in the wind. If you had a rigid tie-off point, like a stake in the ground, the wind gets up, it's just going to tear your tarp all to pieces. Now the way I would do this, I don't have one with me right now, but I would use this for a hammock setup. I tie my hammock here up under the shelter and to the other tree over there. Now that tree over there might not be strong enough to hold a hammock, but it's the same principle. It's kind of hard to get this whole thing in the screen in the woods, but that's it. Dollar Tree shelter. Spend $3, buy you a pack of marbles, a tarp like this one, a pack of $1 cordage, and you could put something down here to keep the wind out on both sides over here underneath, to keep the wind from going up under your tent. Now if you had a if you had a hammock set up going up under here, it wouldn't be quite as big of a deal, but it'd still be nice. Just put some debris on both sides, keep the wind out. You can modify, this is just the basic shelter. I mean, you could do whatever you want with it. It's just a basic idea. I mean, you can get a shelter from the Dollar Tree to throw in your pack for an emergency. While I'm at it, I figured I'd show you how this outdoor edge folding pack saw works. I didn't really get a good test on those tent pegs. It works a lot better if you get a stable surface. This tree, let's see how it does. This is a pretty tough tree, but let's check it out and see. Not too bad. That's it. Thanks guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. It's Carolina Prepper out.